What up? What up? Because we are
Going
boys, we back.
back at it.
Yep. Straight out of the DMV, straight out of Miami, straight out of Raleigh
Or NC.
or NC. Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for helping me.
You know me.
That's why you the one that be writing the bars and I'm not. This is why
You had a hard one earlier today, pause. You had a hard bar earlier today. I don't know if you want to let the people know.
Nah. You want me to say it, or you gonna say it?
Nah. I feel like you.
say it?
I feel like you actually. You'll kick it a little flyer than I would.
All right. I think I'm gonna find the exact wording of it, but it was something like, "I'm not asking for you to."
Not telling you what to do, I believe it was.
Oh yeah. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just asking you to think it through.
Ooh, what's that, Bryson?
All right, think things through.
That's Brent. Hold on.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like some toxic nigga shit.
Some manipulative shit.
Like, I'm not telling you what to do, but just think about it. You know?
That's the you was definitely manipulating. You was gaslighting somebody. you was gaslighting somebody when you said that.
Nah. Those days are over, man. I'm a changed man. But yo, welcome to the Because We Are podcast. I am at Trendalas. This is call.me.hod up there.
Wow.
And I'm with my boy at Gobble _. We are three opinionated men over here ready to give you a great episode, some great content. This episode will be half and half, so the public gonna get an hour, and the rest is going straight on Patreon because we gotta feed the cousins and the cousins and the real cousins because we love y'all and we appreciate y'all, and we just want to let y'all know that y'all special. So
y'all make your cousin a plate. You know your cousin spend the night at your house. You make your cousin a plate.
Exactly. Come on through with us, man. We're going to be over on Patreon, patreon.com/because we are podcast. If you want to see this extra content, you're getting video content, extra bonus content, and a whole bunch of cool stuff that we got coming up. So we appreciate y'all. But yo, man, let's get into it. I have a quick life update before we get into the topics. I don't know if I told y'all, but I've been doing this this dry January, and it's been interesting. I think I've learned a lot about myself. I've been having like nightmares, man. Like it's funny how much like this means to me though. Like I've been doing pretty well, in terms of not like overdoing any other substances, because like immediately my first thought was I can't drink, but I can still do drugs and still get through dry January. But I haven't done that, so I've been doing pretty well on that. But it's wild how I have like nightmares of slipping, like I have nightmares of
like falling down, like I'm on a banana peel.
Nah, like Mario Kart. Nah, I have nightmares of being at an event and drinking and feeling terrible about it. Like the fact that I wasn't able, like I would forget that I'm doing dry January and I would drink and I'd feel like, damn, I would, like I wasn't able to do this, and it's almost got me feeling like, damn, it must suck. Like I want, like this really must suck for people who are like trying to go like cold turkey sober forever.
Yeah.
It's like having those thoughts and having those feelings and having those dreams and nightmares. Like, cause it's been fucking with my sleep. I'm not gonna hold you. I've definitely been, my sleep schedule has been terrible lately, but I feel good, like in terms of like just the willpower, I'm kind of taunting myself. I got bottles around my place. It's like I'm saying no. I'm choosing no. And it's like it still feels good because I've heard that like real people that's in that shit, I joke about it, call myself an alcoholic, but I feel like people who are really in that, you're not even gonna have a bottle just laying around and be able to just like not.
Yeah, they're not gonna play like that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, be a little bit more respectful to the people who are actually going through it out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But are we 100% sure you not, nigga? Like, because if you having nightmares, like that kind of mean like that shit is important. Like that shit is fairly important.
It is. It definitely is. I definitely think that there's something. It's light alcoholism. It's not like chronic. It's not extreme. Yeah. But it definitely is something that's like, worrisome in terms of how it's affecting me mentally.
No, it's good that you're addressing that at such a young age. You don't want to get, 10 years later and realize like, damn, I've been doing this for a long time. So it's definitely good that you're addressing it. And just to be clear to anybody that's listening, we do not we trust T. We know that he's healthy. He drinks. I think we're young folks. We drink. But if you do recognize that there's some negative aspects to it, or you don't like who you become when you're drinking or whatever, it's definitely something that you want to address. So shout out to you.
I've been out with this nigga T on multiple occasions, and I've never not once seen him get out of control from being drunk.
Yeah.
So, I have faith that he,
it's always good to be that self-aware. You know what I mean? So again, shout out to you.
Yeah, man, and like, listen, still get them jokes off.
Yeah,
like,
we definitely about to roast your ass, nigga.
Still get them jokes off. At the end of the day, like it's a good coping mechanism.
That shit
calling
me, man. That shit calling me. Yo, the Henny talking to me, y'all.
For me.
That's crazy.
Get jokes off for me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
right, so I really don't drink that often. I don't smoke at all. Pretty much, like I may have like three or four L's a fucking year. Honestly, like my birthday. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. I don't think it comes from anywhere because I don't have a problem with it. Like when I'm out and we having drinks, it's time to drink. Then we gonna drink. But I'm not one of those guys that like come home on a
social
Tuesday.
Drinker, social smoker.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not one of those guys that like always keeps a bottle in the house, always keeps like a wine stash or something like that. Yeah,
a cold one. Yeah,
that's not my thing.
Bro's busting up a cold one after work.
I wish
But that's the thing too. Like my problem with like social drinkers and social smokers is, what if you really social, or what if like what happens
if you going out
like,
every night, bro?
Yeah, like come on, you drink it every that's what I'm talking about, And it's like I also don't have insurance, so I think about that too. Like I think about like those repercussions. Usually when you go to the doctor, it's like, all right, how often you do drink and stuff. Like doctor would definitely be on my ass. I'd be like, yeah, bro, I could down like a bottle a week. He'd be like, what? Like he'd definitely be talking.
That
to me
would
crazy.
need to be addressed for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just being able to maintain that stuff myself. I'm starting to try. I've been drinking prebiotic sodas, things that have like a fizz that like make you feel good. I'm trying to get into kombucha. She just tastes terrible. I hate kombucha so much.
Kombucha's
the taste
ass,
of it,
bro.
man. If anybody listening got some tips to make downing kombucha any better, please give it to me, because I don't
throwing them shits back out the fucking bottle, bro. She don't. She don't mix it with nothing. She doesn't like put it. She don't even need ice. Yeah, she doesn't even need ice. She'll just down that shit. That shit is, what is it? Fermented fruits?
Yeah, it's like
no thanks.
Yeah, it's
niggas just eating spoiled grapes and shit. Like nigga, no.
Yeah, and apparently that shit can explode. Like if you keep it in the fridge for a long period of time and just don't touch it, like after like 2-3 months, like that shit could just explode in your fridge. So I don't know.
Just make some smoothies, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Put it in a smoothie or some shit. But yeah, man, that's what I've been going through, and I'm doing pretty well. And I'm probably gonna try it again in March. Just go on and off and try to see how I feel and stuff. But enough about me. Y'all got any life updates before we get into it? I feel like we've definitely strayed away from giving our personal, life updates. So before we get into content, y'all got any life updates real quick?
I've been doing one thing for the last week. It can be considered a bit of an addiction, but we'll probably talk about it a bit later. I've definitely only gotten maybe 6 hours of sleep in the last 3 days. So, and there's one fucking reason for it, but we'll discuss it in a bit.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But you feeling all right though? Overall?
I feel, other than just being tired, man, I feel great. I'm going on a trip tomorrow, actually. Reason why we're recording a little early is because I'm going to be headed out to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. To Atlanta where the plays play.
Which is one of the worst fucking cities in the world.
Damn.
No. Whoa. We gotta be honest.
Crazy.
We gotta.
Hey, careful, man.
We gotta be honest, bro.
Yeah, this chopping tomorrow, bro. When you gonna be out there? If you want me to bleep it, just
listen. Nah, man. I got smoke for some of them niggas out there, so I can't wait to pull up on them for real. But yeah,
we need you, high. Don't be causing no problem.
Atlanta's fucking is a terrible city. I mean, it's great if you from there, but honestly, I blame Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? Like, I think Tyler Perry is the reason why Atlanta's so ass now. And you know, it was already on the down.
There was a lot of ass out there when I was there.
That's true too. But like, honestly,
men and women. Now
that I've
seen a nigga with a BBL for the first time out there. Shit was crazy. It's crossing the street.
I did too.
it's wild, bro.
I did too,
like, you be walking around like
niggas be having, I was
like
mad
walking
confused.
around double cheeked up on a Tuesday. Like, yo,
shit was wild.
And niggas pull up on you too. Like, it's serious out there.
I honestly,
like,
that was
hey,
probably,
beautiful. Like, whoa, damn.
That was probably the first time I ever felt like a piece of meat. Is when I was in Atlanta, and literally like
you really get it.
Dropped on the off the plane, went to a fucking Walmart or some shit. Soon as I got there, bro, it's like, what the fuck is going on right now? What y'all niggas on?
Yeah, nigga tried to pull up on me in Target because I was wearing this hat. And he was like, "Oh, you from New Orleans?" I'm like,
"Oh, look, see."
I just let it see. I just like to see. Look, I don't really live out here like that. I'm new around here. Niggas trying to show me around. I had to.
You know what? I don't have it all together right now, but I have an amazing Atlanta story for like that kind of thing. Of like, it took me a good 15 minutes to realize that this nigga was trying to bag me.
Too long.
Yeah, it's too long. Well, I mean, it was very subtle.
Like 10
and again,
minutes too long.
Already in his clutches at that point.
Yeah. Pretty much.
He's got you.
And like nobody warned me or nothing. Like I started realizing like, why am I talking to this man by myself for so long? it was really
all the way to his apartment and was like, wait a minute.
It was really.
How the fuck did we get here?
I want to be able to flesh out the story, so I'm not gonna tell it right now. But yeah, it was Atlanta's definitely me and Atlanta definitely got static for sure.
Hope you have a good time though, man.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna have a great time. I think it's gonna be an amazing experience. Shout out to Jack Dance for bringing me down for this special event. We're gonna be kind of hitting the town. It should be a great time, and I may have some plans for us in the future as well, involving the venture that I'm going on this weekend. So, y'all pray for me, man. I think if everything goes well, it should be big for us. So,
facts. Yeah. It's good, damn.
Shit, man. No, honestly, I would give personal updates if there was personal updates to give, man. It's just been pretty steady over here. I got a gig with Jeter a couple gigs with Jeter that I just finished up, so that's definitely good for my pocket. So
yeah, shout out
to Jeters for sure. They hooking me up with some more weed soon, so maybe I'll come up on here and show the people, show the patrons maybe some exclusive stuff coming along the way.
Jeter, I need a hoodie, man.
Strains.
Give me a hoodie, Jeter.
Yeah, they're dropping some heat right now in terms of their clothing too and apparel.
Yeah, man.
See what I could do. Maybe I can get us some.
At some point, I am gonna send y'all shirts from that competition that we
Same
won.
here. Yeah. I'm waiting for you. No.
Oh, is that what it is?
No.
Got that shit on escrow.
No, those shirts are literally just sitting in my dresser. Like, I'm gonna wear them one day.
Deadass. No. Saying y'all shits is in my closet, bro. Like, there's nothing I'm gonna do with them.
But you can't fit Dame's. You can fit mine, maybe.
I can't. No, I don't think I can fit either one of them shits. But they're literally just sitting there.
Walk around with a tight ass shirt that was supposed to be Dame's.
Yo,
I think I only have the one, right? I have what?
You got
the scientists and
the
engineers.
M&M one?
No. 3 stacks.
No, the one I have.
Oh, okay.
The one I have is the M&M one. I think that's yours.
Got you.
I think I gave it to you, right, T?
You gave me mine, yeah, when I seen you.
Yeah.
Look, see, niggas, it's
you got to come
me.
down here now. You got to come see me.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Come on, yo.
God, man.
Hob, you got to hit Miami, bro. I'm telling you, like, and that's another thing, bro. This fucking sad is hitting me real hard. I'll be ready to run to Miami. I'm telling you, I'm gonna pop out there one of these days. I'm gonna just catch a flight and go. Give me a little telly, go out there, man. I'm in that mode already. It snowed over here. I was devastated.
Oh shit.
Yeah, niggas said it never snows out here, and it snowed out here, and I was like, yo, these niggas is liars. But they're actually not liars. There's people that have lived out here since they were kids, and they said, yo, I haven't seen snow like this since I was a kid. So I don't know what type of like karma I got that this snow was following me around, but I ain't like that shit, man. I had to go buy a fucking scraper for my car. Tired of it, bro.
But I have a theory. I have a theory. Of it. And I might have said this before. If it's already gonna be cold, the least they could do is snow. You think like the snow is bad? Imagine it still being cold, but it's nothing pretty about it. Like it's just dead trees everywhere. Yeah, it's just dead trees everywhere. You know, it obviously it's less people. It's just more cloudy. It's just less beautiful outside. You know, but you also don't get like that beautiful pristine white snow on the trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just the shit looks like Halloween the whole time, bro. You know,
like the way you describing,
the snow, the white snow.
Yeah, the white man's weather.
It's the one thing. Honestly, white. Snow is
that shit is invented.
Snow is the one thing that they got. All right, I fuck with the snow.
Snow was invented by the CIA to keep black people depressed during the wintertime.
They would do some shit.
It worked on me. Got me out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to move time to displace us. Yo, it should get dark, man. Shit gets real dark. But yeah, man, speaking of getting dark, I ain't got no transition for this, but we got a lot of stuff to get to. Let's talk about, first of all, the new Kendrick Chanel drop. A lot of people are already complaining about Kendrick's. He's doing a switch up, man. He's doing a switch up, but he's always been an artist. Kendrick has always done like experimental things with his voice and experimental things with his music. So
and his visuals.
So I'm not mad at it. I liked it. I like the music that was in the trailer for I believe is it like a Chanel documentary? I'm not exactly sure like what it's for.
I mean, I think it was like a trailer for their upcoming line, or maybe let me see, it's spring summer 2024 Chanel shows. So yeah, I guess it's like a little visual for their upcoming shows that they're gonna have in the spring and the summer for the season.
Yo, like I don't know who started like that whole thing with like rappers with fashion lines.
I was gonna ask, is that exclusive to rap? Like I don't recall Madonna dropping a new song to match up with like Louis Vuitton line from 93. Like I just don't remember that happening. Because there was a long like I get it for rappers because if you know the history of like just urban streetwear and just hip hop in general, rap attire wasn't considered fashionable, right? So when rappers started to get into fashion, obviously it started with like FUBU, Fat Farm, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. We had to build our own brands. They wouldn't let us in those doors. So once we started getting in those doors, it kind of became important to us to like show up at these events. But again, I feel like I don't recall a Taylor Swift song dropping, you know what I'm saying, to like coincide with a Chanel release. So I don't know who started. It might have just been like Kanye, you know what I mean? Like
that's what I was thinking too. When I think about like my whole, but then again, there's people before Kanye who was doing that, right? Like when did Jay-Z do the whole like? Well,
they did streetwear
lines.
Yeah, they did Rockefeller. They did Rockaware. Yeah. That was all. I mean, maybe Sean John was probably the first one to like really do like runways and shit like that. I actually recall Sean John being considered designer when it first came out. So maybe that was the first one. Carl Kanai was again fusing. We're talking just about fusing hip hop with fashion, but in a way that fashion respected, not just like the shit we do. It was probably still around that time, like when Kanye came out and called himself the Louis Vuitton Don. It was like, oh shit, we could wear designer shit and still be cool. Mm-hmm. So it probably started with Kanye.
Do y'all see like designer shit that y'all like? Like, do y'all like rock anything? Like, what's the most expensive piece of clothing that y'all own?
that's a whole nother question.
I don't own no
probably
expensive clothes, bro. None.
Yeah, dead ass, bro. I couldn't even tell you. Probably a pair of sneakers before any of my like clothing, like t-shirts or anything like that. Maybe this hoodie. This fucking Odd Future hoodie, probably.
That's true. That's true.
A little over $100. You know, so yeah, probably this.
Yeah.
No, I like. I'm a merch guy. You know what I mean. I like wearing kind of, you know, artist brands or like brands that I'm familiar with. Kind of just rocking merch and shit like that. I'm not really big into like patterns and fabrics, and I again, it's just above my head. Yeah. So it just doesn't really.
So this doesn't move y'all? Like when y'all see stuff like that, it doesn't like move y'all to want to, you know, purchase anything like Chanel or like Louis Vuitton or like even when all these artists talking about that, like y'all never been moved by like an artist to like get the higher brand stuff?
Never.
Nah.
It's literally never happened for me. I don't want to dress like Tyler. That's another thing. I think there's a certain like type of person that wants to do that kind of thing, and I'm just not that type of person either. You know what I mean? Again, even if it was like I don't want to look like Tyler. I don't want to look like Cuddy. I don't want to look like Ye. You know what I mean? Like it's just maybe if there was I'm not saying I wouldn't do it if there was a rapper that I feel like I related to enough and really had a look that I would go for. But I take inspiration from a lot of places. You know, a lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with something somebody else had on or is representing. All that shit is just deals in the back room. I don't drink fucking soda because Ludacris was in the fucking Coca-Cola commercial. Like that's not gonna make me.
You don't think so? Like you might see that shit like, you know, how they have the commercials should be fizzing. It's in an ice cold glass, the water dripping down. And you're like, damn, I could really use a soda right now.
LeBron James was the face of Sprite for all them goddamn
Drake too.
all them goddamn years, and I was never like drawn to Sprite just because LeBron's my favorite basketball player of all time. Like it's like when I see these, like when I see Tyler's fashion show, when I see Kanye West or you know Travis Scott or Young Thug, like you know doing whatever on the runway, fixing up the models and shit before they go out. Like I'm not really moved because of the clothing, because of like the stuff that they're putting out, as much as I am moved by, damn, this is a nigga who started from making beats, or from a nigga who started from, you know, rapping in the street, you know, just being a rapper, and now he's being accepted in this whole other lane, in this whole other country, in front of this whole other crowd of people who could probably give a damn about his music personally. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of like, damn, all right, I acknowledging that, or like I'm just like Tyler had a dope fashion show like that. It also involved like performances and big set designs and stuff. Like when I see stuff like that, and I'm seeing like artists being able to push their creativity in their own way, like yo, this is what my vision would be if I got to like have super creative control over my own music career. This is what I would do. I like to see them express that in a whole nother lane, such as clothing.
Well, that's why I'm kind of thinking about, is it almost predatory for like, you know, their brands to like kind of link the two? Because I think about how Chanel never pops up on my algorithm. I don't buy Chanel. I've never bought like anything Chanel, but I'm a fan of Kendrick, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think about how this even pops up on my algorithm, and that's why, you know, it's the tie of Kendrick to this brand. Like if I ever see anything with Louis Vuitton, you know, back in the day, it might have been Kanye calling himself the Louis Vuitton Don, you know, and things of that nature.
Now it might be. Now it's Pharrell.
Yeah. So type of like link there, it almost feels like it's a way to get the brand's reach into, you know,
that circle,
into the circle. Yeah. Black people, I will say it explicitly, it's to black people to buy this stuff.
I do want to shout out Virgil, because I think Virgil really did bring a lot of class to the fashion industry and a lot of innovation to the fashion industry. Just being just a kid, you know what I'm saying, that kind of grew up in our community. So it's not that there haven't always been these honestly fashion icons that have come from where we come from, but it's just it wasn't recognized until some of those doors were opened up. And again, I appreciate it. I like the fact that hip hop is looked at as a fashion center, but me personally, it just doesn't. I don't want to. Kendrick keeps wearing these fucking cowboy boots. That it's never gonna fucking happen, bro. It's never gonna happen. You're never gonna get niggas to wear them fucking.
You say that now, but
boots.
you in the South, it's very possible.
I get it. That nigga's from LA. He's not even from the South, bro. He's not nowhere there's cows or horses.
Kendrick hitting us with these brother lines.
Yeah,
like, it's very possible that you're gonna be.
Isn't he like in Ghana most of the time? Like, where the fuck did the cowboy boots come from?
I might spend a lot of time in Kentucky, maybe, man. Kentucky Derby. Spend a lot of time with Jack Harlow, maybe. I don't know.
I did see Jay-Z also has a line coming out, like a fashion line or something to do with one of these high-priced designer brands. And I cannot think of a sauceless more nigga than Jay-Z to be giving anybody fashion tips. Nobody's ever wanted to dress like Jay-Z ever.
Yeah, Jay-Z's not making fashion for the real blacks. He's making fashion for the the blacks for Trump.
He never even thought about doing fashion.
Tax bracket blacks
before he before he met Kanye. You know what I mean? Like that's just one of those things where like, since when, my nigga? You're 60. Like enough. Like you're doing. I get it. You're young. You doing side quests. I mean, you're old now. You doing side quests. I get it. You
I can't wait to revisit this chat when things start to change for us and we start wearing different types of shit.
Cowboy boots.
Yeah. Dior.
Gallon hats.
You know, when shit start rolling in.
No, I get it. I for sure get it. I'm
gonna come back to this.
I would do my best to not be a brand whore. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I've seen people come up and
it's not even like that though. I feel like it just happens slowly. Like every night, like you see things that you like, but now that you can afford, you know, it's like, this looks nice. Let me get into this. Let me try wearing this. Oh, these shades, you know, nice little chain, you know, oh, these boots, you know, like things that like, little hints.
You think people actually do want these things, but just don't want to.
But they just can't.
They don't want to put the effort in to like be able to afford it, or you know.
I think when you have priorities and you got bills to pay, you're not really prioritizing fashion as much. But let's say if somebody were to give you a package, you know, let's say one of these, like, let's say Chanel heard this and was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get these niggas, sent us a package of like clothing and stuff, and like it was free. That it wasn't, we had to pay for it or nothing, but it's high end stuff, just things that you could wear. You gonna put that shit on. Like if you definitely gonna like be like, oh, if I like this, you know, nice little hoodie, I'm gonna put it on. Like I don't know if Chanel be selling hoodies, but I think I might nice little hat.
I think I might.
Could be possible.
I'm actually looking.
If it's free, it's for me. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So like, if it really comes like, if it reaches us, then we'd probably do it.
Sure.
Check the link.
But if I had an option, I think I might go something. What is this?
Some of this shit kind of fly. I'm not gonna lie.
That furry bucket hat. I'm into it.
Yeah. some of this shit kind of fly, bro. I can't hold you.
One of these companies send me a furry bucket hat.
This shit is fly, but it don't match the price tag on it. Like the hoodie down there with the Rock Nation Montclair, it's just a graphic of some crudely drawn mountain. $760.
It depends on the material. What is the material made out of?
I don't care.
Fuck the material, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
bro, see, that's the thing.
I still gotta watch that shit when it get dirty. Like, can you guarantee me a hoodie like for $760? Can you guarantee that when I put it in the fucking washer and dry it, that the shit ain't gonna fade off ever in life? Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's what I'm paying $760. $760.
Yo, what the fuck?
I'm not paying anything.
What is this? This freaking vest hoodie, freaking looking like Kenny from South Park ass shit. How much is this going for? $1,900.
I'm rocking the shit out of that. I ain't gonna lie. That down.
That shit do not look comfortable, bro.
That
shit is not keeping nobody warm.
It do not look comfortable.
It is though. It is. It's an Apis down vest, bro. This shit probably light and warm.
Nigga named it. Like, what the fuck is an Apis, nigga?
I have no idea.
See, he's gonna be the one. Hot's gonna be the one. Hot is gonna be the one. You know, he gonna start coming to these pods dressed real differently, and I'm gonna point it out as soon as that shit start happening. I'm gonna let people know, yo. Please subscribe to this Patreon
so you can see
what this man looking like.
Well, you pull up with that freaking Apis down vest. I'm putting the mountains and everything behind you with fucking Cartman and shit next on the edits.
Yeah.
Bro,
you look silly as hell now. You want to act silly?
We
gonna make you look real silly.
I promise you, I would rock that.
I'm gonna muffle your vocals. Lil Nas X.
Oh my god, man.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, overall though, I'm excited. Like, if this just means more music, that's what I'm excited for. I'm less interested in the fashion and like part of it, but I'm more interested in like hearing Kenny dive into new lanes. I know how you're probably sick of him not rapping, but you know, I'm a fan of like artists diving into new lanes, and
I just think these guys become much less interesting when they step again. If you're making creative stuff and like that's still that's still part of what you want to do, go for it, honestly. But some of these guys are just less interesting when they're not rapping, you know. People were talking about, like, y'all know Beyonce is my favorite like artist. I think she's one of the greatest artists of all time. She can't act to save her fucking life. Like, she cannot. It's almost impossible for her. She's terrible in everything. And it's okay to say that. Like, there's certain people that are good at what they do and not great at other things. I am happy that Kendrick put music to this, and I do see the vision. I think it's a dope piece. But it's not for Kendrick fans. It's not for people who love Section 80. Like, I just don't. No. And again, that's not who he's promoting it to. But we still got to hear about it. I think people made it a big deal, and I'm always using these old ass 90s references. But people made it a big deal when LL Cool J started doing movies as James Todd Smith instead. It was like, nigga, you're LL Cool J. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
your name is Larry.
But it's almost like if you know that if you're seeking a different market, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the harm? You know what I'm saying? And like using a different moniker or something just so that the brands are not, you know, kind of intertwined that way. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay. Speaking of switching lanes though, we never actually talked about it, but have y'all like been tapped into the Mr. and Miss Smith rollout with Donald Glover and I forgot what the young lady's name is, Maya Erskine.
I've
never seen her in anything else at all. But then again, I've never seen Donald in like I can't even call this like a serious role because this is like an action comedy. I didn't even know Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the original, was a action comedy as well. I've never seen it, so I don't know if y'all have seen it or how y'all feel about it. But
Mr. and Mrs. Smith is actually a really, really cool movie. It was really good when it first came out, I believe. I don't know. I kind of feel like the Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie version was a remake, but don't quote me on that. It was a big deal when it came out. It was a really fun movie. I loved it. And it was basically
05, bro.
And it was basically just about a husband and wife who do not realize that they are both assassins. And basically they get each other on their docket to kill one another. And
that's hard. I gotta watch that movie. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's really dope. And then like they gotta, you know, they've been married for like 10 years, but they've both been like secret agents. Like, so like they're living completely different lives. He thinks she works at like a magazine company and she thinks he's a lawyer. They just have this completely fake life that they all they truly did not know. So yeah, you know, you get into the back and forth with that. I haven't seen the trailer for the new one. I'm 100% not interested, and I'm 100% not interested because the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in 2005 were two of the hottest people on the planet, and I mean physically, I mean attractively, right? Yeah. So they were so attractive that they broke up each other's families and got in a relationship after this. They were so hot that they couldn't not fuck on the set of that movie. Like, I believe Brad Pitt was dating Jennifer Aniston at the time. And like, that was like a big deal that there were rumors that he was cheating on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's literally the reason why the movie was so big, because
using it as a rollout.
Yeah, they used it as a rollout. They were like, damn, they were so fucking into the movie that they ended up fucking, and he left his bitch over this shit. Like, this shit they had to have crazy chemistry, right? Let's go watch this shit. But
yeah, sex sells, man.
It ended up being a great movie. I think Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were together for like 3 years after that. So yeah, man, if you're gonna remake Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you have to be fucking gorgeous. Like, there has to be an uncomfortable level of hotness in the movie.
You don't think shaved head Donald Glover is gorgeous?
It's definitely not my thing.
He looks like James David Washington.
Who's also, I don't like that nigga either. Let's just say that.
Not into it.
Yeah, not into it. Yeah, I mean, he's a handsome guy, and the woman is beautiful, but they're not top level hot in the way that who would we cast? Who would need to be in that cast?
That was the question I was gonna ask, because like I'm thinking about like, you know how like they cast like certain like Bond movies, they have to cast a certain like type of person to play like Bond movies. Yeah. So if they're trying to make this movie like one of the remakes that happens every couple years with like the two hottest people in the game, you know, that like,
but they also got to be good actors.
But they also got to be good actors to kind of sell it, you know. Then who would it be at this time? Who are the hottest people in the game right now? It's a good question.
What's his name? Fuck, not Tom Hiddleston.
I think
not
it's probably
Tom Holland.
Timothée Chalamet.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
He's not too young.
Timothy.
Nah, he's a grown man. He's like in his 30s.
I thought he was young. I might be thinking about somebody else.
Shyamalan is 28 years old.
Yeah.
Nah, he looks like he looks too much like a kid, bro.
Brad Pitt when he made Mr. and Mrs.
I would
Smith.
Brad
go
Pitt, like,
with,
that's the thing. People that in their 20s now, they look like kids still. Like they still like they don't look like Brad Pitt at 27 probably look different than how Timothy looks at 27 because he's 27, but he looks like a kid still. I don't think he has it in him yet for like Mr. Smith.
Let me think of someone else.
Tom Hardy.
He's kind of older.
I don't think
He's kind of rugged looking.
Well, Brad Pitt is 60 now. So he was Mr. Smith in 2005.
35, I guess.
Born in 63.
He was like 40 something.
42.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's 42.
How we feel?
And was the hottest person at the time. Yo.
Was the hottest person at the time, bro.
Yeah. So.
What's the girl that you always reference? Aubrey
Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza. She could do Angelina Jolie.
Nah.
I don't know how she was viewed. I don't know how Angelina was viewed in the media at the time. I don't know if she had been doing serious roles. I think Aubrey is kind of looked at like she's too comedic. She has too like many.
I don't know, but it was
like
again
bits,
the movie had like funny elements. You had to have it's a comedy. It was a comedy the whole time. How we feel about like Jenna Ortega?
Kid, she's too young.
She's not a kid, bro. She fucked like 3 niggas.
I'm not
in the
saying that she's
movies.
a kid. I'm sure she's an adult, but like people just look. You know, you have to have the look of somebody that people want to watch you have. Frankly, people will want to watch you have sex on a movie screen.
The answer is Margot Robbie then, right? It's got to be Margot Robbie.
Okay, that could work.
It's Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Margot Robbie.
Yeah, it's Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, and then
Ryan Gosling.
They just run it back.
Yeah. If it ain't broke.
Honestly, that would.
He's 43.
Yeah,
he's 43 now. We just said that Brad Pitt was 42 at the time.
Yeah.
Hold on. What about Will Smith? Margot Robbie and Will Smith.
They already had focus.
Been rumored. I know, but that's
focus.
what I'm saying. They playing off that like,
and they were really into each other. Yeah, they were really into each other in Focus. That's
rumors that they smashed, and you kind of playing off that. It's like, yo, the rumors were there, and now it's like we might as well.
Yeah, but when you put them in the movie, it never works. Focus and Suicide Squad, both bombed.
Yeah.
So it has to be a white man,
work.
pretty much.
But you put Margot,
and
Ryan Gosling, you get the freaking highest grossing movie of all time.
For sure. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I would have said, that's Patreon talk. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Yeah.
But overall, so you're not excited for this movie? Because after hearing how you described it, like that sounds like a cool movie that I would watch. Like I feel like I want to support this movie.
The original you would love for sure.
Humorous, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think Donald's going to do it's going to be weird seeing Donald in a role like this. And I actually just looked up some of the photos. Like this nigga's like in shape. So it's like weird to see him like built this way.
Yeah, I'm still thinking of the nigga from This Is America. And
nigga, I'm still thinking of Troy. Every single time I see him, I think of Troy from freaking Community.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully it turns out good. I mean, we all know about his, acting chops and how creative he's been. I don't know who's directing or producing, but I'm pretty sure Donald Glover.
He's the creator of he's one of the creators of the show. Yeah. So it is his baby ultimately.
Yeah. So it should
be
good.
This is a show and not a movie?
This is
Yes, there's 8 episodes.
Oh damn. Even better.
No, that's worse.
Yeah, it kind of might be worse.
It sells as
I'd
a
rather
movie.
watch a movie.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch
sells
a
as a movie.
Yeah. Interesting.
Man, I'm sorry, this nigga is not attractive, bro. There's just not.
It's not making you move.
Yeah, it's not moving me, man. No jump or nothing.
Not making you. It's not no rise.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. All right, interesting. I'm gonna tap in. because, and I might watch the original too because it's probably gonna be different.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I need to get into that.
Speaking of, I just want to make sure we stick with TV really quick. Did you guys see the Avatar trailer, the new one that came out? They showed more of like the special effects and like kind of the story. Obviously we know what the story is, but just more of like the cinematography and they got a bit more in depth with where they're going. I thought it looked amazing again. I know there are some people that have differing opinions, but I think it looks really good. I'm very excited to see it. And I think they have an uphill battle because we've talked about how terrible the live action was before, but this is not hard. I don't think this is a very hard thing to pull off. And it looks like they realized that they don't have to big brain it, just tell the story as it is, shoot some cool scenes with some decent special effects. And I think we got a hit.
I think everything looks good. I just hope these kids can act.
Yeah. They are.
Because it is kind of his hearing Aang for the first time. It was like kind of cringy, but like at the same time, all right, at least they got a kid, and it sounds like a kid. But that might be the biggest problem.
Like they've gotta like this kid has to grow up, like
like
they have to because over time how the show kind of got like darker and they got more mature, like if they could nail that maturity arc for all of the characters, then I think they'll do pretty good in that.
And these kids are gonna have to be able to act for that.
Yeah, they're gonna
it's one thing to like be cute and do all the fun scenes where you're bending and shit, but like no, I need you to get serious.
Yeah. Do some serious
speaking of get serious, we did see with the when he starts to go into his avatar form, what that's kind of gonna look like. Looks pretty all right, I guess.
That part I didn't really. I'm not gonna lie. That part I didn't really like. They made it seem a bit like dramatic. Was it's more how I've always read it is more of like a possession. You know what I mean? He's almost like outside of his body, and they kind of made it seem like he was turning into the Hulk, and like that was just like like that wasn't a whole lot of fun for me. But again, if remember in the original Marvel Hulk movie, they have that scene where he's like zoomed in on his eyes and like he opens his eyes and the eyes turn green and then the rest of his face turns green. They kind of did that with his eyes are closed and then he opens them and they're all bright and like with like white or whatever. And it was just like that's not how.
And I feel like it was like that in the live action too, like just like that.
Yeah, it's just
it's triggering.
Yeah, that's not exactly it.
So if they ain't learned from everything that went wrong in the last live action, then they're gonna drop the ball again. But they have to make sure that they're not making those same mistakes in order to.
I'm not expecting this series to knock it out the park. Honestly, in the first season, I expect it to be good. I don't expect it to be amazing, because ultimately the original creators did walk away from this show for a reason. So because of that, I do have, I'm keeping those red flags up for certain. Like I'm looking for those reasons. Like, damn, what could be the reason that these niggas left off? Because everything looks great so far. So
it's probably not innovative enough. Like when I think about like,
I just hope it's copy paste. I just hope it's not copy paste. Like they're doing the same exact story exactly how it is.
Well, if they don't have like these new
King.
writers working on stuff, then it's probably not like it's probably gonna be like a copy and paste of like if they're like remaking the story a little bit and like reworking things or even expanding the world that exists, that things that we wish we had more of out of like the original Avatar series, then we might be good on that. But I'm thinking about how when we think about the original, like the Avatar animated series, it's such like a high bar, it's a successful animated series. And so people are already questioning, why do we need a live action of this? Why do we need this? And if you're not like making it like innovative, if you're not doing what you couldn't achieve in animation, which I can't even think of those things that might be. I can't think of the things that you can achieve in live action that you can't achieve in animation.
Emotion, human connection, mostly.
I don't know, man. Fucking this shit makes me cry. Like the original animated series, it gets you in the feels.
Yeah, but there's something to like seeing a human being. Again, that's why they have to nail it, because it is a very emotional. It is a lot of weight to put on a child, right? Like so. The concept in and of itself is one that requires a lot of emotional labor. And the only thing that I think the series, the TV show was missing was probably it's like the face that a kid would make knowing that the whole world is depending on him. So if that's what they're trying to portray, you have to fucking nail it. So, or don't do it. I'll just continue to watch the cartoon.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens once. I mean, I'm sure we'll review it again once it finally drops, which I don't even remember what the date was, but
next week.
It's dropping next week.
Oh shit!
Isn't it next week? Is it February?
Let me confirm.
I mean, February is next week, so it could be.
It says first episode February 22nd.
End of the month. So, like towards the middle of the month.
So in about a month.
Next month.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, no, I didn't get to see it. But think about let's get into the Power World.
Yeah.
Let's get into Power World, man.
Ooh, sweeping the nation right now.
Sweeping the nation. Latest data says that they just passed 7 million sales on Steam. I believe that's just Steam too. Made approximately $189 million on Steam alone. The game is a huge hit. I did not even know that this game existed before last week.
Yeah, it's off my algorithms. I don't have anything I can play it on, so I didn't see much about it.
So, So let me just ask y'all before we even get into it. Were y'all Pokemon kids?
Absolutely.
Yes and no.
Give it to me. Tell me how.
So I would play Pokemon. I wasn't very good at it. Like I wasn't too tapped into the lore. Like when people talk about Red, like the person, I had no idea that person existed until I like read up on it as an adult. Like I wasn't that tapped into like the whole Pokemon lore. My thing was
the Japanese side of it.
Right. So I wasn't like super like my thing. I always liked the Pokemon, like the actual just
the
monsters.
American cartoons that we saw, and
right.
Yeah.
You know, I saw the movie. Mewtwo was my fucking hero growing up, you know. But that was like the extent of like my Pokemon interest. So can I really say I was into it? I can't like give it that much.
I think you can.
I don't know, because when y'all talk to a real Pokemon fan and they start hitting me with things, it's like,
it's deep.
You think you're a fan until a real fan pop in, and then it's like,
nigga, if I can name at least more than half of the Pokemon, I'm a Pokemon in the first generation. I'm a Pokemon fan.
You can name more than half of the Pokemon in the first. You can do that.
When I was younger, I definitely could.
If you
when I was still playing those games, absolutely.
Yeah, if you showed me a picture of one, I could at least tell you what the fucking evolution is,
bro. Like, you know how they do like the names over here and the pictures over here. I can match them up. Yeah. Honestly, I could probably do like 70% of them.
That's cap.
Cap. Back to the 70%.
I'm dead ass.
Names.
I could do
names
yes,
wise.
I could do 70%.
Of first gen.
First gen. If
the first
if it was like that. If it was like that, where it was the pictures on the left side and the names on the right side,
exact quiz.
I could do it, and then and I'll do it on Patreon.
Can you identify all of these? Let's see if I could. See if this is a good one. Nah, keep talking. I'm gonna find something.
All right. So I was
Power World.
Yeah, no. Well, I was same thing. First generation I was in. Obviously, I grew up in the 90s. Everyone, I mean, red, blue, yellow, green. I was there for all of it, right? Saw the TV show when it first came out, loved it. Saw the first few movies in theaters. Obviously, as I got older, it kind of stayed young and kiddie, right? So I kind of just fell out of love with it, just like everything else, and just kind of moved on. But it's always kind of been with honestly, I've had this thought since the GameCube. When I first played Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, I said to myself, they have to make a fully 3D version. Like Grand Theft Auto 4 had Grand Theft Auto 3 had just came out, Vice City, San Andreas. I was like, they can make a cel-shaded 3D world Pokemon that's open world that you can kind of like go to different towns and shit like that. They can do it. The technology is there, and it never fucking happened. The only time it happened, like I think it happened most recently with like maybe Crystal, which came out in like 2018, 2019 on the fucking Switch, where they finally made a semi-open world, semi-linear, experience Pokemon, which again, 10 fucking 15 years too late, so
it's like I can't even the kids that are playing it now can't even appreciate it the same that we would have.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us are like that. A lot of kids now play like Animal Crossing, a lot of kids. So that like creature, like pet kind of game that with like fighting mechanics and like growing and stuff like that has kind of always kind of been there. But people just, don't get me wrong, Pokemon has definitely morphed into something else and it has a dedicated fan base. It's not like it's not like I remember. It's not like any kid from that era remembers. So when Power World comes out and they say, oh, it's kind of like Pokemon, right? But it's open world. It's got like survival elements. I'm a big Minecraft guy too, right? I loved Minecraft when it first came out. So what I'm hearing is that these are like, people were calling it Pokemon with guns. That doesn't necessarily do it for me, but I was like, I'll try anything that's kind of like Pokemon. I tried Ni no Kuni. I've tried Temtem with
Pocket Mortys.
I actually didn't do Pocket Mortys. For some reason
was fire.
The Rick and Morty
so
games
fire.
Don't fucking like. I'm not interested, bro. Like
that one was good though.
It probably, but I couldn't really get into it. But I like the Pocket Monster genre. But it's always been Pokemon. I've tried like mobile games that are like based on Pokemon. Nothing really scratched the itch. Power World drops. I have Game Pass because I have a Samsung TV, and if you have a newer Samsung TV and you have it connected to the internet, you can just play Xbox Game Pass. It has a Game Pass Cloud built in. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try it out. It's in my wheelhouse. Dog, I could not put that fucking game down. That shit is so fun. It's exactly what you'd want a Pokemon modern to be like. It's exactly that. First of all, the idea that the Pokemon don't just fight each other. They fucking fight you, bro. Like they definitely
that's what it was missing. All these monsters just attacking the monsters. Nah, like let's be real.
That shit don't make sense, bro. I'm standing right here. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the nigga telling him to hit you, like wouldn't it make sense? Yo, shut the fuck up, my nigga, before I burn your ass too. That's what I would do if I was fucking Charmander, my nigga. The fuck? So
the sheep.
Yeah, Pokemon, it's logical Pokemon, realistic logical Pokemon.
Yeah, it's realistic logical Pokemon. That's exactly what it is.
With Fortnite elements.
Right. There's a building element.
Like mechanics.
There's crafting.
Is there really? Oh shit.
Yeah, there's building mechanics. You can build buildings, you can build farms. The coolest
Which one of them got the swoop?
The swoop is in the fucking game, y'all. So for everybody that wants to play it, you know, and you gotta have the Killmonger, it's fucking there. Congratulations. But no, the game itself is the best part, you know, for me is the crafting is so slow when you do it that it actually makes more sense that you like, so you have a water-based pal, right? And you have a farm and you need the farm to be watered. You just make the pal do it. You make the creature do it. You need your food cooked. The creature will cook your food. They have certain creatures that are bipedal. You know what I'm saying? They can use tools.
I can see you thinking. I'm right there with you.
They can use tools. They can mine for you. They can build for you. All these things. Again, you catch the pals. You bring them into your pal box or whatever, and you basically build a fort and you have them. It's as wild as you're imagining it is. And at some point, yes, there are certain pals that can have guns, that can use guns, and them niggas will. One of the pals. Hold on, let me actually read. I think it's called Lift Monk.
Spoilers?
No. It's because it's not much story, but I'm just gonna read to you what the entry says. So you know how you have a Pokédex? They have what they call a PAL deck, which basically is the description of the PAL, right? So one of them is called Lift Monk. It says intelligent as a 5 to 7 year old human child. It makes a wonderful partner, but there have been more than a few cases where they've killed their master after learning how to use weapons. That is the descriptor.
So you don't give them a gun.
You absolutely give them a gun. You just hope they don't fucking turn that shit on you. That's one of the descriptors. I was telling.
Can they? Can you kill one of your own?
What do you mean?
It's a monkey.
Like is there friendly fire?
What on the pals?
Yeah, like if we're shooting other guys, right, and then I just decide, you know what, I don't really like this motherfucker, and I start shooting my own pal.
Absolutely,
I can kill him.
Absolutely. Not only that, but you can actually but you can craft a meat cleaver, and I'm not making any of this up. You literally can. There's a button that says feed pal or pet pal. If you have the butcher knife in your hand, it'll literally say butcher pal. Like it allows you to chop them up and use them for meat. Like again, this is just realistic as Pokemon for some reason. And all the food you eat is the fucking pals, bro. It's not. Haven't y'all always
so you gotta
watch
kill other people's pals and eat them? I assume, right? Like you're just trying.
Typically, you're eating wild pals. You're eating like pals that are out in the wild.
POP.
But there's another one. Her I guess it's a her. Her name is Lavender.
Here it comes.
Lavenders are tall, bipedal salamanders, often found in various shades of pink. Lavenders can be identified by their long wavy hair, their large heart-shaped symbol over their chest and navel area, and their 2 long flat tails. Seeking a night of love, it is always chasing someone around.
Yep. I can guarantee there's already porn made off of that pal. I can guarantee it. Room 34.
First, it only showed interest in other pals, but in recent years, even humans have become the target of its debauchery. So it's that pal specifically is trying to fuck. Like that's its move. It has a move called Heart Drain. While fighting together, grants the player and Lavender the lifesteal effect, which absorbs some of the received damage and restores HP. So like this pal basically falls in love with you if you catch it. and it's like a part of your tribe. So again, the game itself is extremely addictive. It's got the crafting elements. It's got the catching monsters elements. There are.
Is it multiplayer?
It's co-op multiplayer.
Okay.
There's four player on Xbox and up to 32 player on Steam. So you can create your own server and just, you and your friends catching pals. Y'all all can have your own little parts of the island and just basically.
I've already seen some mods.
Yeah.
Some Ash catching mods.
There have been mods made. Nintendo shut them bitches down immediately.
For sure.
I can't even find pictures of that shit. Like
Nintendo
it's like,
don't play with the
it's like
cease and
nowhere to
desist.
be
They will
found.
catch you real quick and get you out of here.
So there's that element of it that I'm kind of like curious on y'all opinions on, because a lot of people, obviously Pokemon fans, Nintendo fans, feel like this is too derivative. Like there's like paying homage or like being inspired, and then there's general ripping off another property. Now, I can admit a lot of these characters look a lot like Pokemon. Like there's a character called Cativa, which is pretty much just a Meowth. There's another character called Cremis that is clearly an Eevee. There's a Flareon version of that. There's all these pals that look pretty much like Pokemon. People online are trying to prove that they took exact designs and assets from Pokemon games in order to build these, which kind of makes it like fail the squint test a little bit. Like if you showed me a pal and showed me a Pokemon side by side, especially if they're one of the later generations, I couldn't tell you which one is which.
Oh yeah,
I genuinely
for sure.
couldn't. So the art design is very, very similar to Pokemon, but it kind of raises the question of anti-consumer versus anti-industry, right? Because I would say that Nintendo not innovating on Pokemon has been very anti-consumer. You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
That's way more of the issue.
So here's the thing. I'm on the record of saying that Nintendo is like a very innovative company in terms of like how they want to do things. If they're gonna dive into it, they're gonna make sure that it's right. I think that their goal for Pokemon, which I think that their whole thing with making the Pokemon games and making two different versions, even though they're the same game, but like giving you exclusive, different Pokemon, they're trying to encourage human interaction, human like trading. They're trying to encourage people to play these games together. That's like what their heart is in still. So everything else is kind of like extra and great, like plot and all these new Pokemon, like it's cool and stuff, but they really care about like the player to player experience in those games. Now, do things kind of get deprioritized?
Yeah.
Yes. They definitely like. I think somebody recently posted, or Nintendo posted recently, like the new updates for the most recent Pokemon game, which I don't even know what the name is. I forgot which. I think it was Scarlet and Violet.
Neither.
I think they were. I can't remember where they're at now. If they came out with different,
Gonna run out of colors one day.
Yeah, but then they started elements and start other things too. Like once they got with Sword and Shield, I was like, yeah.
Pokemon Oxygen.
Oxygen and carbon and shit. They would. But so they just came out with recent updates, and the updates were a interactive loading screen. Like the loading screen is different depending on where you're going. Pokemon that look at you or something, like this different like Pokemon that have different reactions of when you approach them or something like that. I've seen that, and people were like shitting on it because they're like, really? Like this is the update we're getting? Like you're giving us the bare minimum. And people, they take notice. They want more. So if there's another person out there that's going to be doing what Nintendo doesn't want to do, they're going to do that. And they're going to do it successfully if that's what people want. People make mods for Pokemon games to get what they want in it. But that's just like the community. That's just how the gaming community works. If you don't do it, we're going to do it. We're going to take the thank you for giving us, the software, but we're going to take it and make things that we think we can improve. We can improve on your design with, within reason, because they're still gonna send those cease and desist. So
this is crazy. They're wilding.
Well, how else do you like give electro powers to
to a big
like, you kind of have to
Bearcat?
You have to put the thunderbolt on them, you know, a black thunderbolt. You know, they probably didn't have to make it yellow, you know, but they did.
This is another one, Jolt Hog and Shaman, I guess.
Shaman, yeah.
I don't know that Pokemon. But yeah, some of these shits is like way too close, bro. This is like almost like Team Jordans and Air Jordans, like when they like same color scheme and all that shit, just slightly different, but like niggas know for real. like niggas could tell. Yeah, no, it's kind of bad. Some of these are like really too
that was
close.
bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
that one's the worst probably.
Some of these are really too close. But again, you know, I understand what you're saying. I get what their priorities are, so then they shouldn't be mad if somebody comes in and goes in a different direction, because the gameplay is nothing like Pokemon, right? If you still want that experience of like a Pokemon experience, the turn-based combat, the gym trainers, all that stuff, like if that's what you're in it for, then yeah, very much so. Go play Pokemon Sword and Shield. Go play, I think Moon and Sky, I think are the other ones. This is a different thing. This is a survival game where the threat is fucking Pokemon, which again,
no, we catch people over here.
Yeah.
There's that too. You can't actually catch people in the Pokeballs, which is
gotta catch you lacking. Get out of here, man. They ain't catching all of us. We're not gonna make it easy for you. Definitely not. You know, you will die. Like, the stakes are higher. It's Pokemon, but the stakes are high. I feel like VR would go crazy in Pokemon games and stuff, or like Power World. You know, whoever.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much more technology out here. There's so much things,
especially with that Lavender.
Dude, what? It's a sick man.
You acting like I made it.
No. They
like
knew what they were doing,
idea.
And it's, you know how like
don't give me the option.
You know how like they have
me to utilize it.
And you know, Lavender is definitely entry 69. Like in the PAL deck, you know how they all have like numbers. It's number 69. They knew exactly what they were doing.
They know what they're doing, man.
This shit looks like Cardi B, bro. Like it's like really, it's really crazy, bro. Like why does the fucking character have like a 24-inch bust down, bro? Like this shit does not make any sense.
Yeah, she got a BBL. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's an interesting you kind of need competition, because I think when companies start playing it safe and think that they have a monopoly over that type of ground, which Pokemon Go, people still play Pokemon Go. You know, it's still a success in terms of, you know, like being one of the more popular, you know, type of games. So I think, yeah, make them shake in their boots a little bit. Make them start doing more for the updates and more for their community. Yeah, make them shake a little bit.
Yeah, this is for sure the biggest threat that Pokemon has faced in a while. Again, people felt
because
like
Digimon was not the threat.
Digimon was not this at all. And again, Power World is exclusively a game. There's no TV show. There's no trading cards or anything like that. So Pokemon still has plenty of market share, and I don't think there's going to be any like movies like
being selfish.
Like, bro, why the fuck I like Detective Pikachu, but why the fuck did we need that? That was 200 million y'all could have put anywhere the fuck else. But again, choices were made. So you know, somebody wants to come in and kind of have a similar idea. I don't think you can hate too
Ryan
much.
Reynolds too. Jesus Christ. Like that was good. Like all the Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu, like that.
Yeah.
Weird. Do we want to talk about the Usher Bowl real quick? Because we have one more topic before we head over to Patreon, and I got that quiz up and loaded for you, Dame. So
did you see the one this is the one I put in the chat?
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yes. So Usher did announce the Lovers and Friends Fest, which is going to happen right after the Super Bowl. I believe the date on that, May 4th, I think. Was it? Looking at it, yeah, Saturday,
It's
May 4th.
not right after the Super Bowl though.
Oh yeah, it's not right after the Super Bowl, but so Las Vegas, Saturday, May 4th, 2024, Lovers and Friends Festival. With
I should run Vegas,
this lineup is probably one of the craziest lineups I've ever read.
Yeah, it don't seem like it makes sense. Like this seems like those lineups that people be making on the internet and putting it out just to just to put it out. It looks fake.
Like which one are you going to?
That Bow Wow one. Yeah. What was that Bow Wow one? That damn, what was that? The comeback tour or
the Face Off tour or something?
Face Off tour.
Face Off tour. Marion, right, or something.
And then like
Mario, I forgot what it was.
No. It was like mad other people too, wasn't it?
And then there's like random names on here like Mims and like fucking like David Banner. Like what? Why are they?
Some of the names on the bottom line shouldn't be on. Like 112, I think, was all the way down at the bottom.
112 is way at the bottom. Like Drew
702
Hill
was there. I mean, I'm not shitting on 702, but that's kind of like a deep cut. Like not a lot of people gonna know 702 unless they're like deep into like the 90s R&B bag.
Yeah,
you know.
Rick Ross and Jeezy are mad small on here. T.I. is mad small. The Dream is under Craig David. Like some of this shit don't make sense. I honestly don't think this is real now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. It didn't make
this is crazy, bro.
And the fact that it's only it doesn't seem like it's a weekend thing. It seems like it's just one day. You're not having all these acts perform on one day. There's no fucking way.
This would take 36
These are all the
hours.
artists that we invited. Now, if they show up, that is up to their discretion.
Exactly. You know?
And
there's no way.
It's like super specific. Lil Wayne performing the Carter 3. The whole thing? The fuck? What y'all talking about? This shit, some of this shit doesn't work for me, bro.
Yeah, honestly. It doesn't make that much sense, man.
But let's look at top billing. So we've got Janet Jackson, Usher, Backstreet Boys. Then you
no fucking way.
Then you got
Janet Jackson and the Backstreet Boys.
Crazy.
All right, that's cap right there. Yeah, we should have known right there.
Come on, let's be real here.
Then you gonna let Justin get all his niggas jump her like
Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, Gwen Stefani, Alicia Keys, Nas, Mary J. Blige, Nelly Furtado, Ludacris, Ja Rule, and Ashanti.
How Nelly Furtado over Sierra, Nelly, all them T-Pain, like
Nelly Furtado way too high for this, bro. Like, Timbaland is under there, Keisha Cole, Brandy, Monica, Eve,
TLC,
TNC.
I don't even want to hear some of these artists at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I love Brandy. I'm sorry. Like after the Super Bowl though, like because it's that same vibe. It's like, no, I'm not trying to hear some of these artists don't deserve to sound together. Like, why am I going to a Brandy and Nas concert?
That's a fact. And they always, I'm sorry, like, and I hate that they do this because it always bothers me. They always put Sean Paul on these festivals, bro. They always put Sean Paul.
Get lit.
Listen, get lit. I'm not going to see Sean Paul next to
I
Black,
don't really
bro.
care what people say.
Why the fuck is Sean Paul, Black, and Jodeci on the same line? Those are three different niggas, bro.
Lil Flip got one song. Lil Flipper with what's her name? What's the Sunshine?
Shout out Nick Fury, the producer that made that shit. Is my shit. Is my boy. I think it's called Game Over. Or was it? Are you talking about Sunshine?
Yeah,
Flip.
Sunshine.
Flip.
Lil Flipper. Khalees, first of all, Khalees is on this list. Khalees is not leaving her farm and her animals.
I'm on the website. I'm on the supposed website, and it's just apparently legit. General admission starting at $325. Pre-sale starts the 26th.
That is not enough money for all of these people. Like, who's making $13 to perform here? Let's try to figure out who's not making any money to be here.
This set's gonna be like, some of these sets are gonna be like 15 minutes.
Yeah. How many people is on this list?
Too many.
Yeah. So
Lupe Fiasco in the midst of all these people. Why?
Pretty Ricky, one of them niggas is in jail. How the fuck is Pretty
Ricky?
What
is Lupe Fiasco gonna be performing up there, bro?
So pretty right now.
Right. Shit ain't pretty.
Yo, they gonna call him on the hotline. They gonna get him on.
Yo, random straight to the Pretty Ricky niggas. God damn.
Oh shit.
I think one of them got arrested for like the PPP loans and shit. He got like 10 years in jail.
Yeah, man. Tyrese still fighting for custody? Nah, I don't know if that's
What the
true.
fuck is Jaquan gonna do here?
Right. Jaquan, I don't even think Jaquan and Nelly like each other.
Everybody, yeah. How many fights happened at this tour, man?
This is nuts. The Dream just did Renaissance, and he's still like fourth down in billing. Like, come on, Paula Deonda. Don't Google. What's the name of her song?
I have no clue.
Yeah. Okay.
But how is this a Lover and Friends show and the fucking Yin Yang Twins are all the way down at the bottom? They got to be up a little bit higher.
I don't even see Lil Jon on there.
Yeah, I was about to say too. Where's Lil Jon?
Lil Jon's here, isn't he?
No, he's on the.
He should be on the main billing.
He's on the Super Bowl billing. I saw that.
The only Lil up there is Wayne.
Yeah, this fake, man.
This got to be fake, right? Somebody go to Usher's Instagram, bro. Like, why is this nigga trying to scam us right now? Nigga been in Vegas too long. He's trying to hustle us now?
It's crazy because there's DJs that I know that's liking this lineup though, which makes me feel like it's not fake.
Bro, it's on Usher's Instagram page.
Wow.
I'm on their actual
and he's got an
Lovers
album
and Friends
dropping.
Instagram page too as well. This can't be real. I don't care.
Okay, listen. If they pull it off,
everybody invited.
If they pull it off, is this the greatest festival of all time?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
like it's not even
without
close.
a doubt.
It's not even close.
Yeah, I kind of be mad, like listening back to this and being like, "There's no way this real," and then it's happening.
We do be hating.
Yeah, yeah.
Niggas gonna retweet our shit like update.
Yeah,
niggas gonna hit us with the update shit. My God,
definitely.
This y'all
taking the
little ass podcast. Take your hats off, nigga. Fuck
y'all. Swoop this. Nah, we definitely. Yeah, we definitely take an L for that if this actually happens. But I mean, if it does happen, I'm happy for all these artists. You know, I'll be happy to see a lot of them. Like, I would go to this. I'm not really big on festivals, but
love me a festival.
I would attempt to go to this because of how much I love R&B and how much like I wish that songs that I appreciate and know now that I'm old enough to go see, I can still do that. Like, you know, I said this before. I'm finally going to see Isaiah Rashad. You know, I was 19 when he dropped Sylvia Demo. You know, I'm old enough. I got money. I can go see him now that I'm older. 10 years later, damn near. So, yeah, it's nice. So I would go. If this is real, I would attempt to go.
Yeah.
Do I want to go to Vegas? Not really, but
I've never been to Vegas. I should have went there when I was in Cali.
I was actually going to Vegas for my birthday, so I might end up. I don't know. We'll see. I was going for
make it an early birthday gift, man.
Yeah, maybe the MSG Sphere because I'm really interested in that thing. It looks cool as fuck.
That thing looks cool as fuck. I would definitely love to see a show there.
And also Summer League. The Knicks Summer League is in Vegas around my birthday every year. So, you know, I was thinking about going for that. So,
okay. All right, well, we can start wrapping up. Any last things we want to say to the public before we hop over to Patreon, do this fun little quiz, get some takes off? Because I got a couple of things I need to get off my chest. So we're going to be getting on there.
Candace Parker, watch your fucking mouth, all right? Love you, though. But also, watch your goddamn mouth. Don't be lying on Jalen Brunson on TNT, lying to the public, all right? You got to do better. NBA media is probably the worst media in sports. Like guys like Ryan Clark, guys like Richard Sherman, and like they at least really, really understand the sport at a fundamental level. And it seems like the legends that are like NBA legends, all they do is shit on like the new players and shit like that. Like it just seems very cynical and just like not really giving credit where it's due. You know, Shaq and Charles Barkley and even Kenny Smith. I used to look at Kenny Smith as somebody that really, really had, you know, a decent opinion, but he's kind of devolving too. And it's just, I really want the NBA to get away from like TNT because I really feel like they're kind of the problem. But for the most part, I just, again, as somebody that watches basketball and football, the commentators on football are way more knowledgeable about the sport itself than the commentators about on the NBA. So
that goes to show because you see how successful a lot of these player podcasts are, where they're just giving their side of the Draymond Green, Michael Porter Jr., Trae Young,
JJ Redick,
Pat Bev, JJ Redick. It's like, yo, whenever I'm talking about actually like active players that are still playing like right now. Like the more that I'm looking around, like the more that I'm seeing, like, all right, yo, these kids are not say kids. These guys, these men are tired of you guys just bullshitting around the media. They're taking the control into, like, they're taking the narrative into their own hands now. They're telling their own stories. They're telling you straight from the horse's mouth, and I think the fans appreciate that a lot more than we are, like, you know, tuning in. Like, he's a legend, but like not everybody's tuning in to Scott Van Pelt anymore. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like figuring out what's going on in the league anymore.
Yeah, that hate and energy, man, that shit got to just get out of here. The Skip Baylesses of the world, and you know, even though I love Stephen A. Smith as just a fun guy, even like Shannon knows sports and understands sports and has a high level of respect. Again, I think it's common in the NFL. Even when he's talking about other sports, he at least has respect for these guys. Y'all remember when Skip Bayless used to call Chris Bosh Spice? Like, bro, you're wild. That's a grown man with kids, bro. Like, why are you talking about him like that? Yeah. No, it's kind of wicked.
Shaq needs to stop the whole fake, I'm giving him tough love shit. Like, no, bro, you're just a hater.
You're a hater. You're a big time
You're not
hater.
giving tough love. You're a hater, bro. But yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it for sports. Shout out Netflix. WWE is going to be, they're going to,
I'm super
by
excited
2025, WWE is going to be on a whole new level that I think we haven't seen since like the era of The Rock and Stone Cold and shit like that. Like, I think right now, wrestling is more popular than it's been in the past longer than a decade. Honestly, I haven't seen this many people into wrestling, or at least openly into wrestling, since I was a kid. So I think this is awesome to see. And everybody knows once you get on Netflix, that's when people really start like diving. Like the casual viewer will become a fanatic and shit like that. Like we've seen like a show like The Hundreds, where they just take 100 random Asian buff niggas and make them fight against each other. Now imagine if that was all scripted and there was a storyline around it. And that's what you're going to get with the WWE, and I think people are going to enjoy it. We're going to see a huge wave.
I want to shout out all
you know what that means, though.
I want to shout out all the people of color that the WWE now employs, that I think is the reason for the resurgence. Especially the black women. Shout out to Sasha Banks, who's obviously no longer in the WWE anymore, but you know, Bianca Belair. I think people are starting to see a more diverse, you know, in the Usos, you know what I mean? R-Truth is still out there, you know, being the fucking man, being one of the most interesting people on the planet. It looks the way it should look. You know, and the athletics are still high level entertainment to me. I really don't watch it because I don't have cable, and I think they gatekeep the shit a little too much. Like there should be whole episodes or whole matches uploaded to YouTube every single day. Like I don't understand why they don't promote
Peacock. They should have it at least on Peacock. I know WWE's you know, they have a partnership with Peacock any single time they have a premium live event. The Royal Rumble is coming up this Saturday. It's going to be streaming on Peacock. WrestleMania comes around in April. It's going to be streaming on Peacock. I don't see any reason why they don't have the next day the show from the night before, whether it's NXT, whether it's SmackDown, whether it's Raw, why it's not on there. So I hope that it's like that with Raw on Netflix going forward, where it's not just, you got to catch us live, and if not, then that's it. Yeah. Like I hope, because bro, not for nothing, wrestling shows are mad long. Wrestling shows are 3 hours long now
each time.
That's ridiculous.
That's a lot of stuff to. Sometimes I do just want to see the main events, or I just want to see the top 3 bills, and you know what I mean.
And year round, they don't stop.
Yeah, every week, like 3 live shows a week, and then pay-per-views every month.
Like it's going to be competing with football, bro.
Exactly. And again, they're not going to talk about it on ESPN. They're not going to talk about it on Fox Sports. They need to, like, I'm signed up for the NBA YouTube page. So every time Giannis drops 50, like the other night, Cat dropped 62.
Or no. Embiid dropped 70.
Yeah, Joel Embiid dropped 70. Cat dropped 62. Kevin Durant dropped 40. I watched all of it. I was able to see it. I didn't have to be tuned into NBA League Pass. Like, that's not the way. And obviously the NBA is as big as it's ever been because they promote outside of the brand. And again, maybe that's where this is coming from. Vince McMahon steps down and, you know,
Triple H steps up.
Yeah, and they start to get more innovative on how they want to promote. So yeah, we may be looking at another resurgence.
That Netflix price is definitely going up, though. I mean, they've already been talking about it.
Bro, they spent $5 billion on that. And apparently the numbers, like, they have, like, I think the numbers spiked in the last month of the year. So it's not like Netflix is going down in business or anything. So you can expect that price to go up to at least $20 a month.
Price going up. And they actually kicked in on that shit already. Like, if you're not in the same household now, you cannot use other people's accounts. It's really over on that.
It's over for that.
About
to get these illegal sites about to be lit again.
All the malware sports on your computer about to be lit. They about to get all that shit up on there. But also, I mean, this is really it because we running out of time. But I feel like I wasn't able to watch the last game, but Kansas City versus who are they playing? I forgot who they were playing already.
And the Bills.
The Bills, yeah. I wasn't able to watch that game. Do y'all think that the NFL is eventually gonna be behind like that paywall eventually? Like you're only
they kind of are with YouTube for the most part, unless you got like a local game, like, you know, on Channel 5, Channel 2, or something like that. Like you can't watch out of market games on your TV unless you have the YouTube what's it called, Red Zone shit, or you have NFL Plus. Even I have NFL Plus, and I couldn't just watch like just the Eagles play whenever they were on. I'd have to watch Red Zone, or I'd have to, you know, hit the illegal streams or something like that. But like for you to you have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to watch whatever football game at any time, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, they're changing things up, and maybe not for the better. But but shout to sports overall, man. I think the way that it's transforming is interesting to witness in real time. You know, we're obviously all consumers now. We're actually paying for the consumption rather than just like, quote unquote, paying for the consumption rather than just like tuning it and watching it on like cable that's paid for by like, you know, people that we know and stuff like that. So it's interesting. But y'all, it's time to go. We're gonna make this switch over to Patreon. We love y'all.
So y'all, I'm about to shit on this quiz.
Yeah, we about to test Damon's real Pokemon knowledge. We're gonna be doing a bunch of other stuff too. I gotta get some, like I said, we gotta get some stuff off our chest. But make sure y'all follow us on all platforms because we are podcast, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Go subscribe, go follow, go rate us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you know, all that stuff. The artist formerly known as Google Play, because I think Google Podcasts is leaving eventually too. I think they're actually like going now. So all these things is changing. But go subscribe to us anyway. And most importantly, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/ because we are a podcast, to see what's going on in the next hour and a half of this podcast. We love y'all. We'll catch y'all next time. I'm at Trendollars, at Gobbo _ at call.me.hod. And yo, man, if y'all see that swoop in real life, leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. Leave the swoop alone in real life. We just talk about the video games, man. We're aware people have this haircut, but you know,
only nigga I know that has that fucking haircut is a dude from IGN, and he got it because it's in video games. But that's it.
That's neither here nor there. We love y'all. Patroni's cousins, real cousins. We'll see y'all in a second.